حي على الفلاح.
All praise is due to Allah, the Lord of all worlds, and may peace and blessings be upon his final messenger, Prophet Muhammad. Khalid Ibn Al-Waleed, how he outshone history's greatest generals. Khalid ibn Al-Waleed, known as the Sword of Allah, Saif Allah, stands as one of the most distinguished and remarkable military leaders in history. Unlike many commanders whose legacies are defined by their imperial ambitions or pursuit of power, Khalid's unparalleled success was driven by a profound spiritual commitment to Islam. This title, bestowed upon him by the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, after his extraordinary leadership at the Battle of Mu'tah, was not simply honorary. It symbolized Khalid's role as a divinely guided defender of the nascent Muslim community. Khalid's military career is not only a story of victory, but also a reflection of his adherence to principles of justice, compassion, and humility. These qualities set him apart from some of history's most celebrated generals, such as Alexander the Great, Julius Caesar, Napoleon Bonaparte, and Genghis Khan. His faith-driven purpose, unmatched strategic brilliance, and ethical conduct on and off the battlefield solidify Khalid's position as an extraordinary figure in world history. Divine title, the Sword of Allah. The title Saif Allah was conferred upon Khalid after the pivotal Battle of Mu'tah, where the Muslim army, vastly outnumbered by a massive Byzantine force, faced an existential crisis. With 3 commanders martyred in succession, the Muslim forces were on the brink of collapse. At this crucial juncture, Khalid took command, rallying the troops and employing innovative strategies to protect the army. His tactical ingenuity allowed for a safe retreat that preserved the lives of countless soldiers, an accomplishment considered a victory given the odds. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, recognized Khalid's heroism and resilience, declaring, "Khalid is indeed one of the swords of Allah." This recognition was more than symbolic. It signified divine support and marked Khalid as a chosen instrument for protecting Islam. This title elevated Khalid's legacy and inspired his troops, who saw in him a leader imbued with divine purpose. Unlike other generals who sought to immortalize themselves through conquest, Khalid's motivations were grounded in his faith. He viewed his victories as a service to a higher cause, making him not only a great commander, but also a spiritual figure whose battlefield successes were intertwined with his commitment to the principles of Islam. Master of strategy and adaptability, Khalid's tactical genius distinguished him from other renowned generals in history. While Alexander the Great mastered the phalanx and Napoleon revolutionized artillery, Khalid demonstrated an unparalleled ability to adapt his strategies to vastly different terrains and challenges. His flexibility and ingenuity made him a formidable opponent regardless of the circumstances. Battle of Yarmouk. Khalid outmaneuvered the larger Byzantine forces, leveraging the rugged terrain to nullify their numerical advantage. His innovative use of feigned retreats, ambushes, and flanking maneuvers decimated the enemy and secured a decisive victory for the Muslim army. Battle of Mu'tah. Against overwhelming Byzantine forces, Khalid's ability to reorganize the army mid-battle, implement rotation tactics, and create the illusion of reinforcements not only saved the Muslim army, but also showcased his unparalleled strategic brilliance. Unlike commanders who relied on a single battlefield formation or method, Khalid's ability to think creatively under pressure allowed him to dominate against even the most powerful adversaries. His flexibility and vision set him apart as a master tactician. Unmatched record of success with minimal resources. While commanders such as Julius Caesar and Napoleon commanded vast empires with extensive resources and disciplined armies, Khalid often led smaller, poorly equipped forces. Yet, his strategic brilliance ensured that he remained undefeated in battle, a feat unmatched by many other great generals. Byzantine and Persian empires. Khalid consistently triumphed over the world's 2 superpowers of the time despite their superior resources. His victories at battles such as Firaz, where he defeated a combined force of Byzantines, Persians, and Arabs, exemplify his ability to achieve decisive results against overwhelming odds. Strategic efficiency. Khalid's campaigns were marked by swift and decisive victories that minimized losses. His meticulous planning and ability to inspire his troops ensured that even limited resources were used to maximum effect, a hallmark of his leadership. Khalid's ability to achieve so much with so little underscores his unique genius as a military commander. Ethical conduct in warfare. A defining characteristic of Khalid's campaigns was his adherence to the Islamic principles of justice and compassion, even during war. In an era where brutality and destruction were the norms, Khalid's conduct stood out. Treatment of civilians and prisoners. Khalid followed the Prophet's teachings by sparing civilians, respecting the property of the conquered, and treating prisoners of war with dignity. This ethical approach fostered goodwill among newly conquered populations, preventing rebellions and ensuring long-term stability. Contrast with other commanders. Alexander razed cities like Tyre and Thebes. Genghis Khan employed terror to subjugate populations. Caesar's campaigns in Gaul were marked by massacres. Khalid's humane approach to warfare distinguished him as a leader who balanced military success with moral integrity. His victories were not tainted by the atrocities that marred the campaigns of many other great generals, solidifying his legacy as an ethical and compassionate commander. Personal courage and leading. By example, Khalid's presence on the battlefield was a source of inspiration for his troops. Unlike some commanders who directed battles from a safe distance, Khalid led from the front, embodying fearlessness and dedication. Leadership in action. Khalid's personal involvement in combat, often risking his own life, earned him the unwavering loyalty and admiration of his soldiers. His example instilled confidence and unity among his forces, critical to their success against larger and better-equipped enemies. Contrast with contemporaries. While leaders like Napoleon and Caesar showed moments of bravery, few consistently exposed themselves to danger in the way Khalid did. This willingness to fight alongside his men elevated him as not just a commander, but a true warrior. Legacy rooted in humility and faith. Khalid's humility and devotion to Islam were central to his character. Even after his unprecedented military successes, he remained loyal to the caliphate and prioritized the unity of the Muslim community over personal power. Dismissal by Caliph Umar. When Caliph Umar removed Khalid from command to prevent over-reliance on his leadership, Khalid accepted the decision with grace and continued to serve as a soldier. This humility is rare among military leaders, many of whom sought to consolidate power after their victories. Faith-driven leadership. Khalid's unwavering commitment to Islam ensured that his campaigns were guided by principles of justice and service to a higher purpose. Faith-driven strength. Khalid's title as the Sword of Allah encapsulates his unique role as a warrior driven by faith. His campaigns were not for personal glory, but for the establishment of justice and protection of Islam. This faith-driven strength gave him an unparalleled sense of accountability and purpose. Conclusion. A legacy. Beyond comparison, Khalid bin Al-Waleed's legacy is a unique blend of unmatched military genius, ethical leadership, and unwavering faith. While other generals like Alexander, Caesar, and Napoleon are celebrated for their conquests and empires, Khalid's legacy transcends mere battlefield victories. His life reflects the harmonious integration of strategic brilliance, moral integrity, and spiritual devotion. As the Sword of Allah, Khalid remains a towering figure in both Islamic and world history. His undefeated record, ethical conduct, and faith-driven leadership make him an unparalleled example of greatness, outshining even the most renowned generals in history.